I'd like to share with you a story about the circumference of a circle, a problem that will really stump you. Lumberjack Larry was hired by Carpenter Craig to cut down a tree for a project that Carpenter Craig was hired to make for neighbor Nick. If you think that's confusing, just wait. Neighbor Nick wants to have a custom coffee table created for his beautiful living room. Fancy. He wants his tree table to have a diameter of 3 feet, large enough to eat snacks on while he watches movies with his wife Wendy on Wednesday nights. Carpenter Craig explained the plans to Lumberjack Larry. A tree would need to be cut down in order to produce one solid piece of wood, about 8 inches thick and about 3 feet in diameter. Lumberjack Larry ventured into the forest to find the perfect tree, with his chainsaw in hand. As Lumberjack Larry walked deeper and deeper into the woods, worry came upon him. How would he know if the tree he chose would be the right size? What if it was too small? What if it was too big? He was running out of daylight and he needed to pick a tree. Lumberjack Larry was exhausted from his walk and from carrying his heavy tool bag and chainsaw. He sat down upon a tree stump, and as he rested upon the stump, he started to remember a very important lesson that he had once learned during his favorite 6th grade math class, a lesson about circles. Circumference is the measure of the distance around a curved shape, like the perimeter of polygons. The circumference of a circle is directly related to the diameter. What was that relationship? Lumberjack Larry stood up and gazed upon the stump which he was sitting upon. It was a circle for sure. He estimated the stump's diameter to be around 12 inches. Too small. He would need a much larger tree. But what about the distance around it? What about the circumference? How could he measure that? He dug through his tool bag until he found his favorite pink measuring tape. He wrapped the measuring tape around the stump. It measured around 37 inches. All of a sudden it came to him. Lumberjack Larry remembered that the circumference of a circle is about 3 times as big as its diameter. Well, not really 3, but close. 12 times 3 is 36. Lumberjack Larry pulled out a piece of paper and pencil from his tool bag. He started to do some calculations. 12 times 3 is 36, and 3 times 12 is 36, and 36 divided by 3 is 12, and 36 divided by 12 is 3, and that is when he remembered. It wasn't 3. It was 3.1415926535897932. It was pi. It was pi all along. The number pi is approximately equal to 3.14, or the fraction 22/7. Lumberjack Larry was getting closer to solving his problem. Circumference equals pi times diameter. Lumberjack Larry could multiply the diameter of 3 feet by pi to figure out the perfect circumference of the perfect tree. Only one bump on the log. His measuring tape only had measures in inches. He would need to multiply the number of inches by pi. How many inches are there in 3 feet? Lumberjack Larry multiplied 36 inches by a pretty close estimation of pi, 3.14, and figured out the perfect circumference of the perfect tree. He would need to find a tree that measured about 113 inches around. With his favorite pink tape measure, Lumberjack Larry started to measure the circumference of many different trees. It didn't take Lumberjack Larry long to find the perfect tree. He cut down the tree and cut the perfect tabletop for Carpenter Craig. Lumberjack Larry was so proud of himself. He was beaming, just absolutely beaming with pride. Lumberjack Larry took the wood to Carpenter Craig. Carpenter Craig created a beautiful custom coffee table for neighbor Nick. Neighbor Nick loved his new table and couldn't wait to show his wife Wendy. That wasn't so confusing after all. Happy Pi Day!